What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking a look at all the best sources to get that high stat armor. If you've been looking to acquire the right rolls for all your armor sets and looking for those double 100 or triple 100 builds, then be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 70% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed, so be sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to make sure you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now the chase for high stat armor inside Destiny 2 is one of the most frustrating loot chases in the game. Now whilst dungeons and raids are fantastic sources for high stat armor, they aren't accessible for all players, whether they're locked behind DLCs or if you're not able to get fire teams together to get those activities done. Now the idea behind this video is to highlight all the solo sources for obtaining high stat armor. Now these can be obtained by any solo player with a little bit of time and effort. Now when we talk about high stat armor, this is generally any armor piece with an overall stat of 60 or higher, and it's also how these stats are distributed, with aggressive distribution being preferred depending on which class of Guardian that you're running. Now the first source we're going to take a look at is the Season of the Lost Umbral focused Engrams. Now these are locked to 4 per a week per account. Now you can focus any Umbral Engram that you earn with the cost of 10 legendary shards and 600 parallax trajectory. Now each and every season you need to first unlock the lenses for the prismatic recaster, and this will allow you to focus Umbral Engrams for a specific stat roll, whether that be mobility, recovery, resilience, discipline, intellect or strength. Now the same can once again be done with the tier 3 focused engrams from previous seasons. This is Season of the Splicer and Season of the Chosen. Now you are locked out to 3 per a week per account, and this limit is shared between previous seasons. Now the focused Umbral engrams from Season of the Chosen are far more time consuming than the ones from Season of the Splicer, and if you engaged quite a lot with last season, then you may have some decrypted data fragments still in your inventory, and you can use these to your advantage to quickly decrypt and focus these Umbral engrams from previous seasons. Now alongside the focused Umbral engrams, Season of the Splicer also saw the introduction of Expunge missions, and these feature corrupted chests which need corrupted keys to open. Now the keys themselves are very easy to acquire and drop through regular gameplay. Now as for the corrupted chests themselves, these are limited to 3 per a week per character, and these all have a chance to drop high stat armor, as well as weapons from Season of the Splicer which have double perks. Now if you haven't run any Expunge missions yet this season, you'll also earn 55 decrypted data from each completion alongside 100 parallax trajectory. So even though you're jumping into older content, you can still earn currency for the new season, meaning that you're not wasting your time by chasing down these high stat armor pieces. Now last season saw the introduction of 3 of these missions, and the fastest one that you can complete solo is called Tartarus. Now we made a guide right here on the channel, the quickest and easiest way to complete this particular mission. So if you're looking to farm out some corrupted Expunge for those high stat armor pieces, be sure to check out that video, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now next we're going to jump back to Season of the Hunt and the Cryptolith lure. Now with this in mind, you can still run Wrathborn hunts from Season 12, and more importantly it's the High Celebrant hunt mission which you can complete weekly, which allows you to earn high stat armor. Now the great thing about the Cryptolith lore is you can choose which armor slot that the armor piece will drop in. Now to do this you simply need to complete other Wrathborn hunts on lower difficulties to reroll the selection on the hunts entirely. Now once the armor piece for the High Celebrant mission shows the slot that you're looking to gain, you can equip this into your lore and jump into the Coup de Grace in order to complete the High Celebrant mission. Now the mission itself was bugged when it first launched, but has since been fixed and can easily be completed in little over 5 minutes. You can either run it solo or as part of a fire team, but once again you can complete this each and every week to get an opportunity at a specific high stat piece of armor. Now next up we're going to pay Variks a visit over on Europa. Now Variks has sabotage upgrades, and we need to have unlocked tier 3 European Gear 3. Now having this particular upgrade unlocked will allow high stat armor to drop on your first Empire hunt each week on the heroic difficulty or higher. Now the great thing about the heroic difficulty on the Empire hunt is this activity is match made, so whilst you could get a fire team together, it's entirely possible to get this as a solo player. Now the Empire hunts themselves do rotate on a weekly basis, and we cover that right here in This Week in Destiny each and every Monday. Now it's important to remember that you still get the rewards such as pinnacle loot and also high stat armor for completing Empire hunts even if you skip all the champions. So there's no requirement to take out any of the champions, as you'll still get the loot that you're chasing at the end of the activity. Now another source of high stat armor is in fact Prime Engrams. Now Prime Engrams will drop at the end of either activity completions such as Crucible, Gambit or Vanguard strikes, and further still you can also earn them out in the wild by defeating combatants, and generally you'll see a Prime Engram drop every few hours through normal gameplay. Now it is possible to remove some of the randomness from Prime Engrams by completing up to 8 bounties for all the vendors in the tower. This includes Zavala, the Drifter and Lord Shax. Now for the first 5 primes that will drop from these vendors, these will all unlock a random piece of selected armor. Each vendor has a new armor set each season, and the first 5 primes from these vendors are all guaranteed to drop in the armor slots. And this brings us nicely onto our newest ritual vendor over in the tower, and this is Saint 14 and the return of Trials of Osiris. Now with a completely reworked reward system, Saint 14 also has additional ways of earning high stat armor. For each upgrade you get at Saint 14, you'll earn a Trials Engram. Now you can hand these engrams in over at Master Rahul over in the courtyard, and these have a chance to drop armor pieces which are generously rolled, or you can focus them over at Saint 14 over in the hangar. This will cost you 1 Trials Engram, 20,000 Glimmer and 100 legendary shards, and these currently have a generally good chance at high stat rolls too. Now Trials of Osiris has been completely reworked and has had matchmaking added to it. So whether you're a solo player or you're going in with a friend or an entire fire team, Trials is available to everyone. So if you haven't had the chance to jump into Trials of Osiris just yet, be sure to jump in, as it's a great source of high stat armor. Now another Crucible event to keep your eye on is Iron Banner. Now for every 20 Iron Banner tokens that you hand into Lord Saladin over in the tower, these have a good chance at dropping armor pieces for you. So whether you're chasing down the new Iron Banner armor set or high stat rolls on them, you'll need to earn Iron Banner tokens by partaking in the event. Now unlike Trials of Osiris, which is a 3v3 game mode, Iron Banner is 6v6. Now whilst there might be more Guardians out on the battlefield, Iron Banner in fact has a freelance mode. So if you don't fancy yourself coming up against a 6 stack in Iron Banner, you can use the freelance option to matchmake yourself with other solo players. It makes for a much more enjoyable experience and makes all the rewards from Iron Banner more accessible to more players. Now another thing to consider are the new economic ghost mods that were added in Season of the Lost. Now you can unlock these by completing playlist activities, and these help armor pieces with random stats that you acquire to have a guaranteed minimum of 10 in a particular slot. It will mean if you're chasing down a specific armor piece, so if you're looking for high intellect, it will drop with at least 10 in the intellect slot, regardless of the armor piece. This could be a blue, legendary or exotic piece of armor, and it will always have that as an absolute minimum. These mods overall will help you focus your stats where you really want them, especially if you're seeking out those double or triple 100 builds. So there we have it guys, a good look at all the high stat armor sources if you're a solo player inside Destiny 2. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.